What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Rebirth of Glory. So, as you guys have seen some of my previous videos, you guys would have seen that I have managed to win previous top lords. So, I'm gonna give you guys some tips and advice on how I do things. It's not just about having the right resources and having the right speed up, and it's really knowing when to push and understanding how to take advantage of the point system within the game. So, I'm going to explain my strategy in here, and I think it's a bit unorthodox, maybe is the right terminology, but it's a bit different than what most people do, but it makes sense to me, and I hope that it will make sense to you as well. I'll explain them in great details so that you can understand them and you can apply them into your gaming. So let me show you guys real quick, just so I'm telling you that I have a background already on winning here, and this game is right now completely free to play. There's no spending, so it's all about strategy. There's nothing else. It's all about strategy. So when we go into ranking history, on Season 2, I already won first. It was a very close margin because I understand how to compete and I understand how the points were broken down. And then I also understand to see when players compete. As you can see, Dem Mills also competed here on 5th place, and there is no way that he can have a lot more. So I was I was able to push just a little bit up ahead. Now, fast forward into Season 8. This is the last time that I took the win. It took me season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not compete, but when I get into season 8, I managed to take a huge win, almost times 2 of the win here under the points. But even though I took that win, I still have a lot of resources because this is the next season, and I also still have a lot of speed ups. But you need to understand how you're going to compete and how you're going to prepare yourself. So part 1 here, let me explain how you're going to accumulate the resources and as well as the speed ups. So there are events in the game that are like this glorious assembly. This is going to be for rallying monster layers. So I would recommend that you guys always do this, get to 20, because you're going to get some advanced search map. When you do the advanced search map, there is going to be an event in the top lord where you're going to be using that. You're actually going to get a lot of speed ups onto that event. And then you can bank that up and go into the next one. Basically, that's what I did here. I used up 1,000 of the searches, and now I got a lot. So now I can compete on the second time. I'm trying to do it back to back if I can. So that's one thing that you guys need to do. And when you're rallying as well, you're going to get some resources and as well as speed up. But the main thing here, when there is an event that requires you to defeat monsters, I recommend that you guys try to defeat as much monsters as you can. And at the same time, you need to balance it out, because in the lookout post, when you see these guardians in here, this one, the one with the horn, you need to kill that with 5 marches, because when you kill that with 5 marches, it has a higher level monster. So if I show you that, you can see this is a level 58 monster, and it's actually going to give you a lot of resources. So you want to kill that with 5 marches so you can get the maximum amount of resources when you kill that. All right. And then now, another thing I want to tell you is that I got a lot of gems and as well as a lot of speed ups by killing this monster here. This is the Demon Assault Battlefield. So you can see these top players in here, they've gotten a lot of speed ups already. And if you go into my speed ups right now, you can see this 122k mostly came from this monster here. It gives you insane amount of speed ups and really a lot of gems. Kill this only with 5 marches. I made a mistake when I first started into the game. I did not understand, and I was killing it for like 1 or 2 march. And when I reached the level 30, then I realized, oh wow, I need to kill this with 5 marches so I can get the maximum benefit, maximum speed ups, because every single march will get the speed up, and as well as every single march will get the wishing coin. I think this is one of the best tips that I can give you right now here on how to get all the speed ups and everything that you need. All right, so now, once you have your speed ups and once you have your resource, you need to estimate this, because in different levels of top lord, if you're starting in the beginning, you don't need a whole lot compared to what I needed. That might be a lot for that certain time frame, but it really depends on the situations that you're in. So you need to kind of assess on what the point system are, being accumulated throughout the top lord. So for this stage, I noticed is that we had a trend that, people were like going over 100 million. So I need to go over 100 million when I was going to compete. But as you can see in season 1, season 2, it's not. It's only 50, 60, and it goes up. And another thing that I need to tell you, very important, because this is preparation stage and you have to get into your mindset, is that you need to understand who are competing. And you need to look at it. So when I saw here, Karma competed last time. He was second actually for a long time here, but then he stopped. But when I realized that it's Karma, I look into the previous competition. I did notice that Karma was here, right here in season 5. He didn't have enough time, and I had a lot more speed ups, and there's no way that he can beat me. So it's really important that you need to understand who is competing and how are they going to try to beat you, because no one can compete first place maybe 3 times in a row. I think 2 times in a row you can if you hoard up, but you need to understand who is winning in the game. And then you basically need to understand that there's a point where they're going to run out of resources and at the same time run out of speed ups. So those are the most important factors that you need to consider. Now, I also have a lot of resources right now because there are people who quit and they gave me their resources. So that is also one of the factors here. So Fragula and Dirty Dan have left the game, which is unfortunate, but they did generously give me their resources. So this is one of the reasons why I still have a lot of resources. And it's going to allow me to also continue to compete here onto this next top lord. So not everyone's going to be in the same boat as me, but you can always hoard them. You can always have farms. So I also have 2 farm accounts here as well. So now let's go break down stage 1, because this is very important to break down stage 1. So stage 1 is going to be all about construction speed up and as well as research speed up. And you can also defeat monster layers. You're going to rally. So it's perfect time to do monster layers, do the 20 once a year, and get the glorious assembly as well. Or you can go even further than that and go do more. So now let's talk about this, the construction and as well as the research. First, I'm going to tell you that the research, there is a bottleneck. Bottleneck means there's a stopping point where you cannot progress any longer. So in research, you're going to need a knowledge point and as well as gold. And these are produced within your city. You cannot buy them really. Well, you can gem them, but it's going to be too expensive. But this is produced within your city. And it's a patient type of thing, right? You got to be patient enough to collect it. So as you can see, I have 100 million and then 10 million. It's not really a lot at this stage. It's really not a lot. So I'm going to tell you right now that the speed ups in this technology on research is not really that whole important, because no matter how much speed up you have, you are going to be held by the resources, by the knowledge point, and as well as the gold. So my point here is that you don't really need to worry about the speed ups here. And when you're doing top lord, you need to consume more speed ups. Makes sense, right? So you need to consume more speed ups. So if you want, when I first did this, I didn't get help. All right. And I just speed it up fast just because I can consume the knowledge point as well as the gold. I won't run out as much, and I can consume the speed ups. If that makes sense. I don't know if somebody can paraphrase me. My English is always not the best, but if that makes sense. So you can see here 20 million and 2 million. Let's say this is my last 20 million and 2 million gold, right? This is the last upgrade that I can. It's going to be 3 days and 8 hours. If I confirm that and I actually have excess speed ups, right? I can actually get 3 days and 8 hours worth of points on the speed ups rather than getting help, and it's going to reduce the points that I'm going to get. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know how to explain it further than that. And then now, when we go into the upgrading here onto the building, I think you can continue to upgrade as much as you can, but you also need to understand that the buildings are going to cost you resources. So when I upgrade a building here, it's going to cost me resources. And why do I highlight this part? It's important to understand that in order for you to win a top lord, it's not going to be through the building or through the tech. It's going to be through making troops. So you see these points that I made previously, well, the points that I got half of that points there really from making troops. I made a lot of troops. I made like 500k troops, I think. There's a video for that one. On day 2, it's going to be fantasy roulette. That's going to be your gem. And day 3, that's when you're going to get the bulk of the points, because a minute of speed ups will be 200 points. So that's very important to know. All right, I'm giving you guys all the secrets that I've been doing here, and then, these guys that are my server, when they watch this, they can pretty much have an edge on me, because now I'm revealing a secret. But it's okay. I don't mind revealing my secret as long as everyone's going to be able to enjoy the game and have fun, because that's the whole point that I'm doing this video in here. And by the way, I'm not paid to do any videos in here. I'm just really enjoying the game. So if you want to support me here as you're watching and learning the game, I hope you can press that like button in this video, hit that thumbs up, and then share this video to someone that you think is going to benefit from this video, and for them to succeed as well. All right, and hopefully you guys will find this helpful. So yeah, the buildings, you need to understand when you upgrade and when you not upgrade, because if you upgrade too fast, you're gonna run out of resources, and then you are going to basically cannot compete on day 3, and you cannot win because you don't have any resources. So you need to kind of hoard things up in here. Now, I would say if you held back onto the buildings, you are also going to be held back onto the progress. So you want to consistently upgrade your focus on upgrading your admin hall. You want to focus on that. And then also upgrade your tribe center, and infirmary is very important as well. And of course, other stuff in here. I mean, the residences are very important actually, because the residents are going to provide you gold so that you can get more, gold production, as well as when you upgrade your admin hall, you do get increase of gold production as well, because you increase your tax revenue per hour. So it really depends on your strategy in here. So you need to assess. I cannot tell you what's the right thing to do, but I can just give you a guideline that you need to look into the resources you got. Let's say I'm going to compete on top lord. Maybe if I'm a T2 or T3 at that stage, maybe you need at least 100 or 200 million if you want to win, or maybe a little bit, maybe 150 is a bit good of each resources. And you also need a little bit more food when you're competing, because all of these troops consumes a lot more food than anything else. I noticed that I ran out of food more than anything else. So very important to understand that. But when you're in the stage where I'm at right now, when you're making T4, every competition is going to be higher. For me, I set a standard that I need to have 500 million of each resources for me to win top lord, consuming the one upgrade on admin hall, and then upgrading all my troops into T4, and then making more T4 as well. So in this strategy that I'm doing on this new season here, on this season 9, is that I'm going to upgrade as much as I can here onto the shrine. As you can see here, I got all the help that I need. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade this, right? There we go. And we're gonna look into the speed ups I got. I really am not worried about speed ups at all. See, I have a lot of speed ups in here. So I need to basically just complete things in here. And what I need to do right now is that basically increase my tax reform, because I need to increase my tax to get more knowledge points so I can upgrade the scholars, and also I can get more coins here to upgrade. So I'm gonna focus on this, and I'm just gonna speed this up. You don't really need to grab any help, so you can get help if you want, but I'm telling you, you're gonna have a bottleneck of the knowledge point, and as well as the gold in here, because you can see how much I'm consuming. I can do 9 times more of these, but then I'm done pretty much, right? So there's no point. And I get a lot more value when I don't really do the speed ups. And I know we're so used to trying to get help and trying to maximize it, but you have to understand this event is not about power. It's about consumption of speed ups. Every 100 points to 1 minute of construction speed ups, or 1 minute of research speed up. And it says here excludes tribe help. So, look, I have a lot of speed ups in here. I don't think you're gonna really run out, in my opinion, as long as you're a bit patient as well when you're upgrading in here. So we're gonna do the tax reform in here. Do this one, and quick use, boom. And how much we need level 3 on each one. See, I'm at 71 million now. I can only do 7 times more. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of knowledge point first before I run out of speed ups. That is basically the thing that I am trying to say here. That is That is a thing. Now, the building, I don't mind having the building to use to help. Because I feel like I don't think we get a tremendous amount of building. So basically, that's my goal here. That's my idea in here. That's my strategy. And everybody pretty much have a different strategy. But you can see at this point, I'm already at rank 11. And I haven't really pushed a whole lot yet. A lot of people have pushed a lot already. So once we push this, I think, yeah, push this. So you see 48 million. I'm basically, you know what? I'm going to show you guys what I really mean about this. And I'm gonna still have you know, tech speed ups in here. So now we have to increase tax income here, and boom. All right, and you can see I have 1.8 million gold now. Holy moly, right? So I'm running out. So if I go to military right now, if I want to do anything in the military, I can't do anything anymore. And that's basically what I'm trying to say. And now you can see I'm ranked 3rd. And now let's go into the speed ups. Do I have more research speed up? Yes, I have more research speed up. And if I dip a little bit in here, it's fine. But see, I can pretty much stop in here if I want to, because now, as you can see, I'm already ranked 3rd in here. I can push a little bit more if I would like. You know what? Let's just, for the fun fact of it, so let's push this 2 days and 9 hours so I can increase my income in here, so I can get more income in the future in here. So I can either go with that. So this is basically 1.3 M and then 13 M, and this is going to be 1.5%. So you also need to understand what you get on value. When we go here, taxation, 2 days and 3 hours, 8.4 million and 840. It's only not a whole lot of difference, but although this one you get 1%, pretty high actually. But here I get extra 9 hours, so that's also something that you need to look into. Even if I do this, I could probably do a 2% here, but I don't think I will be able to have enough of the knowledge points going to the next in here. So I'm going to just go hit up the tax reform in here. There's a trade negotiation also. So we're just going to go hit the tax reform and speed that up. You know, we always need to hit that help regardless, because you cannot just speed it up. So you see, let's finish this up. Let's take a look into how much research speed up I got. So 17 hours. I can just let this sit, you know, let this sit. I don't need to finish it. I let it run through because I'm not gonna get any more points if I collect this anyway, right? I can run it through and collect it the next day when there is going to be a might race or might, yeah. So I can do that as well. So you can just leave it alone and then collect it later. The next day, because the next day is might race. All right, so you can see now on top lords, I am now 2nd. I can rather finish it, or I can just sit here and place 2nd here in the game. So there's really a lot of things that you can do here, and I think you need to be a bit creative and not just to systemize on how you used to play the other games, because this game is very different and the event is approached differently. So if you really want to win and be maximizing your points, you have to try to do what I'm doing in here. And I'm pretty much showing you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm going to try to win this one. And this is basically what I did as well on my previous wins in the game. So if you want to get top 1, you have to understand that there is a bottleneck on research. You need to understand that you need to conserve speed ups in here to go into day 3, and you basically need to hoard up, you know, speed ups and resources as well. So those are the key fundamentals that I think that you guys should understand in the game and be a bit different on your approach. So with that being said, this video is entirely just for you to succeed in top lord, and this is how I maximize my points. And as you guys can see here on the phase rankings, we finished our day 1. I managed to get 3rd place, and I got 5 million points just by pretty much doing my research, and I did a little bit of the building as well. And then now, since I don't have a lot of gems, I cannot perform here on stage 2, but I will perform better once the reset happens, and then it's going to be day 3, because I still have a lot of resources. That's 300 million each, and then I've got banked up in here as I defeat more monsters, as I mentioned earlier. And then we still have a lot of resources as well in here, and then we also still have a lot of speed ups in here. So very exciting. And then the boost, by the way, I never mentioned this earlier, I will use this on the scholars. So this is something that you guys need to do, is to really focus on this. If you want to get long-term growth, you definitely need to focus onto your technology, and really focusing on the military will allow you to get stronger into the battlefield. And you have to invest on the taxation in here. I kind of ignored it, but now I'm trying to get back into it at this stage. So at the end of the day, it really depends on your strategy. Some people will approach this in a different way, which they don't care about top lord, they don't care about the Aaron token, or you know, whatever token it is going to be, or whatever hero it's going to be in the future. But if you're going to be trying to be one of the strongest player in the game, or at least one of the contending player, and you want to get the top lord hero, because this is very important to make you very strong, and having that is a edge against other players. And then I would say is that you really need to hoard things up in here and maximize your points whenever you are going to compete. You have to look into the value of how much speed ups or how much points do I get per resources that I use, so that you get to maximize things and get more points, long-term value into your top lord competition event. So with that being said, I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord, and of course don't forget to hit thumbs up. And of course, another thing is that leave a comment. I want to know if you're confused, and if it makes sense, and if you've been doing this or you have another alternative strategy, let me know in the comment section. We're here to learn from each other. Anyway, I'll see you guys again next time.